Packets of tissues have been put under the new hires' chairs. With the hope that the new workers will become attached to their workplace, the firm has prepared a surprise for them. When a new employee goes on stage to declare his resolve,
競争関係っていうんですかね、そういう考え方もあって、もしそういう方向に韓国、米韓同盟が、もちろんこれはアメリカの判断によるので、韓国が一方的に言っても仕方がないことですけども、もしそういう議論が、強まっていくと、このいわゆる日米同盟と米韓同盟の関係っていうものの、ある種の再調整っていうものが必要になってくるのかなと。
それ韓国の中で今、世論調査が出てる核武装論みたいなものがね、うまくってわかんないけども、そういうものが消化されて、アメリカと結局はアメリカもその核の傘みたいなものを頼らなくちゃいけないって話になった時に、今みたいな、なんで半島有事のパートナーじゃなくてグローバルパートナーとして米韓同盟をやらなくちゃいけないって、そっちに話がいく可能性があるというのをご覧になります。
そうですね、やはりある種のやっぱり韓国は冷戦期から常にこう。
Her mother says Sumire has moved away from her parents for the first time, but seems more excited than worried. She says Sumire is full of hope for her new life. She adds that she's cheering her on from the bottom of her heart. Her father says Sumire should always think about how she can make others happy and make them smile. He says he wants Sumire as well to always smile and have a wonderful work life. He says Sumire will do well. Sumire says she will now declare her resolve. She says her dream is to become like her father, who always guided her, and become a wonderful manager. She says she wants to open her own store. She says she will become a manager who can guide others. Those tissues were necessary. Everyone started with a fresh new resolve.
They must have been really surprised with the messages from their parents. But still, they expressed their resolve to do well. Very impressive. I am a parent myself. And it's a proud moment for a parent to see his child setting off on a career. So in that sense, it was a special day for parents of new employees and new workers as well. And it's only recently that you joined the station. Yes, just yesterday. And listening to what the young people had to say today, I remembered how I felt when I joined the broadcaster. We wish the young people all the best and much success as they take on new challenges and go through new experiences.
These two toilet paper rolls were made by the same manufacturer. At first glance, they look identical. Can you tell the difference? The answer is one is 9 millimeters narrower than the other. A growing number of Japanese manufacturers have recently stepped up their production of cost-efficient toilet paper rolls. The sized-down version is a sign of corporate pursuit of increased profit. The difference in width speaks volumes on the situation Japan's economy is now in. Japan is soon to enjoy the peak of the cherry blossom season. Statistics announced today, however, remind us that the outlook for the nation's economy is not so rosy. The Bank of Japan quarterly Tankan survey shows that sentiment among large manufacturers dropped by 6 points from the previous quarter. The sentiment is gauged by the difference in the percentage of companies that say business is good or bad. It worsened for the first time in 2 quarters. The index among major non-manufacturers went down 3 points, marking the first turn for the worse in 1.5 years. Concerns about business prospects are growing stronger. The DIMS survey results pushed Tokyo stock prices down across the board. The benchmark Nikkei average shed more than 600 points at one time. It finished at its lowest level in about a month. Industry-wide efforts are growing to find a way to ensure profits. This paper-making company has a workforce of some 240 employees. The company is facing fierce price competition from China and other overseas rivals. Rising raw material costs are also pulling its profits down. To find a way out, the papermaker has been increasing its output of a new product. It features a downsized width compared to existing products. Under guidelines called the Japanese Industrial Standards, the average toilet paper roll is 114 millimeters wide. The company went ahead with its plan to make it narrower by 9 millimeters. The aim is to cut down on raw material costs and raise the profit margin without raising the product price. This official heads the company's management strategy section. He says they had hardly any other choice but to downsize the product. The point at issue was how many millimeters less wide the roll should be. The company went through much trial and error to find out how far they could go while ensuring their new product fits toilet paper holders used at home. The paper's width was slashed up to 95 millimeters on a trial basis, but it was found to be too small to be held firmly by the holders. A series of experiments led the company to a conclusion that 105 millimeters would be the answer, which would allow consumers to use the new product as if it were the same as usual toilet rolls. Asked about consumer response, he says that fortunately the new product has been well received and people say they see hardly any difference from the previous toilet rolls. Yet another new product was put on sale today. Let's compare the new product with the company's existing product. The two are almost the same in thickness, but the new roll is 250 meters long, nearly double the length of the older one. The company spent 2 years developing technology to make the paper as thin as possible without it becoming easier to break. The new product is 50% more expensive, and yet the company says its added value offset the higher price tag, considering that consumers will have to change the roll less frequently and it will take up less space. The company is also able to reduce transportation costs. About twice as many new rolls can be loaded onto a truck compared to the older ones. The compact roll is projected to help the company cut costs by 40%. Paper-making companies have been stepping up production of more cost-effective products by reducing width or increasing length. Company representatives see it as inevitable that they had to develop new products in order to survive fierce competition and respond better to increasingly price-conscious consumers. This official says most of the consumers apparently decide which product to buy based on price. He says it's hard to raise prices, and so they have to continue with development to better meet consumers' needs without hurting corporate profit.
Companies are devising so many ways to ride through these hard times.